Close your eyes now, my dear listener, and let yourself sink deeper into the softness of your pillow. Feel the gentle weight of the blanket wrapping around you like a warm embrace as the world outside slowly fades away. Tonight, under a quiet veil of rain tapping softly against the window, I'm going to whisper to you the full story of La La Land, that beautiful, bittersweet dream of love and ambition set beneath the glowing lights of Los Angeles. Let my voice be the only sound you focus on, soft and slow, carrying you gently towards sleep. Every detail, every emotion, every color and note will unfold for you tonight, because sometimes the most relaxing stories are the ones we already know the ending to, the ones that remind us it's okay to feel deeply and then let go. Breathe in slowly. Hold for a moment and breathe out. Good. Again. Wonderful. Just like that. Imagine the faint scent of night-blooming jasmine drifting through an open window somewhere in the city of stars, mingling with the distant hum of traffic far below. That is where our story lives. La La Land is a modern musical written and directed by Damien Chazelle, released back in 2016, starring Emma Stone as Mia and Ryan Gosling as Sebastian. It swept awards season, winning 6 Oscars, including Best Director for Chazelle at only 32 years old, and Best Actress for Emma. But more than trophies, it gave the world a tender portrait of 2 dreamers who fall in love while chasing what sets their souls on fire. The music, composed by Justin Hurwitz, wraps around you like velvet, those piano melodies and sweeping orchestrations designed to make your heart ache in the sweetest way. Did you know that Ryan Gosling spent months learning to play every piano piece in the film himself? No hand doubles, no tricks, just his fingers gliding over the keys, bringing Sebastian's passion to life note by perfect note. And Emma Stone, she practiced those long one-take dance sequences until her feet blistered. So the joy and exhaustion you see on screen is completely real. There's something so comforting in knowing the magic was earned through quiet, dedicated hours, isn't there? As we begin, let the sound of gentle rain settle in around us. Hear each droplet land softly on leaves outside, a steady rhythm to cradle your thoughts. If your mind wanders, that's perfectly fine. Just notice it, smile, and let it drift back to my voice. Have you ever felt a spark of hope on a winter evening, the kind that makes you believe tomorrow could change everything? Maybe you've stood under city lights and dreamed of a life bigger than the one you're living right now. Mia and Sebastian know that feeling so well. Tonight, we'll walk beside them, step by step, through every moment of joy, longing, heartache, and quiet acceptance. Take one more deep breath in and release it slowly. Feel your shoulders soften, your jaw relax, your fingers loosen. You're safe here. Nothing is rushed. We have all the time in the world. The story begins on a crowded freeway in Los Angeles, cars backed up for miles under a bright winter sun, and from that ordinary frustration blooms something extraordinary. But we'll get there soon. For now, just rest. Let the rain continue its lullaby. Let my whispers guide you. You're already drifting, already relaxing deeper, and that's exactly where you should be. Have you ever found yourself stuck in traffic, daydreaming about a different life? Or perhaps you felt the quiet thrill of possibility when a new season arrives? Those small moments of hope are the seeds of everything beautiful to come. Tonight, we'll nurture them together. The city of angels is waiting, painted in golden hour light and twilight purple. Mia is waiting. Sebastian is waiting. and they're ready to share their story with you, softly, gently, until your eyes grow heavy and sleep finally carries you away. Just breathe. In and out. Good. You're doing perfectly. Let's begin. And now, as the rain continues its soft, steady rhythm outside your window, let us gently step into the very first moments of La La Land. The film opens on a bright winter morning in Los Angeles, the kind where the sun is already high and golden, even though the air still carries a faint chill. We find ourselves on a jammed freeway overpass, hundreds of cars frozen in place, drivers growing restless, horns beginning to beep in short, frustrated bursts. But then, something magical happens. One driver turns up the radio, and a bright, upbeat song called Another Day of Sun begins to play. Slowly, almost hesitantly, a young woman in a bright yellow dress climbs out of her car and starts to dance on the hood. Another driver joins her, then another, until the entire freeway erupts into an enormous, joyous musical number. People of every age and background leap from their vehicles, dancing on rooftops, sliding along bumpers, spinning and leaping in perfect synchronization. The camera swoops and glides through the choreography, capturing the vibrant colors of their clothes against the endless blue sky, the sparkle of sunlight on chrome, the pure, explosive energy of dreamers who refuse to let traffic dim their hope. You can almost feel the warmth of the asphalt under their shoes, smell the faint exhaust mixed with fresh coffee from someone's abandoned cup. Their voices rise together in harmony, singing about coming to Hollywood to chase big breaks, to be someone, to make it. It is a celebration of possibility, of the shared dream that draws millions to this city every year. Among all these dancers, we briefly glimpse two faces that will soon become everything to us. First, Mia Dolan, played by Emma Stone, with her auburn hair tied back, wearing that sunny yellow dress that makes her stand out like a burst of light. She is tapping her steering wheel impatiently, rehearsing lines under her breath for an audition later that day. Her car is an old white Prius, filled with coffee cups and crumpled scripts. Then, a few cars behind, Sebastian Wilder, played by Ryan Gosling, in a vintage convertible, honking irritably because the traffic will not move. He is listening to jazz cassette tapes, lost in the music, even as frustration creases his brow. Neither notices the other yet. The song ends. Everyone climbs back into their cars as if nothing happened, and traffic finally begins to crawl forward. Mia arrives late to her audition at a casting office in a bland studio building. She rushes in, heart-pounding, and delivers a heartfelt monologue about her aunt who inspired her to act, tears welling in her eyes as she recalls jumping into the Seine in Paris. The casting directors barely look up from their phones. One even takes a call mid-performance. Mia finishes emotionally raw, and they dismiss her with a flat, "Thank you." You can feel the sting of rejection in your own chest. The way her shoulders fall as she walks out into the hallway lined with identical hopeful faces. She works as a barista on the Warner Brothers lot, serving lattes to famous actors while dreaming of her own name on a marquee. In the evenings, she lives in a shared apartment with 3 bubbly roommates who drag her to parties filled with industry types, all glitter and shallow conversation. Meanwhile, Sebastian is a purist jazz pianist who dreams of opening his own club where real, improvisational jazz can live again. He scrapes by playing holiday standards at a restaurant, But his boss, played by J.K. Simmons, warns him strictly. No improvising, just the set list. One night, just before Christmas, Sebastian can't resist. As the restaurant empties, he sits at the grand piano and begins to play a haunting, original melody that seems to pour straight from his soul. The notes are delicate at first, then swell with longing, filling the dimly lit room with melancholy beauty. Mia, walking past on her way to a party, hears the music through the window and stops. She is drawn inside, mesmerized by the way his fingers move over the keys, the soft glow of the restaurant lights reflecting in his eyes. For a moment, she simply watches, feeling something stirred deep inside her that she cannot yet name. But when he finishes, his boss fires him on the spot for breaking the rules. Sebastian storms out, rushing past Mia without a glance, and she calls after him softly, wanting to tell him how beautiful it was, but he is too angry to hear. Have you ever played a piece of music that felt like it came from somewhere deeper than yourself, or watched someone create something so honest it stopped you in your tracks? Perhaps you have felt that quiet ache when real art cuts through the noise of everyday life. Sebastian carries that purity, like a flame he refuses to let the world snuff out. A little later that same evening, Mia's roommates force her into a bright purple dress and drag her to a lavish pool party high in the Hollywood Hills. The house overlooks the glittering city lights below, music thumping, beautiful people laughing too loudly. Mia feels out of place, sipping a drink she doesn't want, until suddenly a familiar 80s pop song starts playing. 4 musicians in colorful suits take the stage. The band is called the Messengers, and among them is Sebastian, reluctantly playing keyboard for easy cash. Their eyes meet across the crowd. Recognition flickers. Mia smiles mischievously. Sebastian looks mortified to be caught playing music he considers sellout. When the song ends, she approaches him playfully, teasing him about the earlier piano piece and his grumpy exit. He is defensive at first, but her warmth disarms him. They talk briefly, a spark of connection amid all the superficiality. As the party continues, Mia decides she has had enough and chooses to walk home rather than wait for an expensive Uber. The night is cool, the streets quiet. She walks down the winding road, the city lights twinkling far below like scattered diamonds. Sebastian, having finished his set, drives down the same road in his old convertible, top down, jazz playing softly on the radio. He spots her walking alone and pulls over. At first he offers a ride out of obligation, still prickly from their earlier encounter. But as they drive together toward Griffith Observatory, conversation begins to flow. They bicker lightly about music tastes. She loves the pop band. He calls it disposable. But beneath the banter is curiosity. The car climbs higher into the hills, stars beginning to appear overhead. They park near the observatory, and on a whim decide to go inside, even though it is closed. Somehow they slip past the gates. Dream logic, Hollywood magic. Inside the planetarium, they wander through darkened halls until they find themselves in the main theater. Suddenly the lights dim further, and a projection of stars fills the dome above them. The song Mia and Sebastian's theme begins to play on the piano soundtrack, tender and wistful. As they gaze upward, a gentle gravitational pull lifts them off the ground. They float weightlessly among the stars, first tentatively reaching for each other's hands, then dancing together in slow motion, twirling, dipping, soaring through constellations. Her purple dress billows softly, his jacket flutters. The camera spins around them in one long, breathtaking take. You can almost feel the cool air on your skin, the silence of space broken only by the delicate piano notes. It is their first true moment of connection, wordless, pure, full of wonder. When they gently drift back to the floor, reality returns. They walk out onto the overlook together, the real Los Angeles sprawling below them in a sea of lights. Sebastian points out landmarks, tells her about his dream of opening a jazz club called Chicken on a Stick, a silly name he loves from history. Mia shares her frustration with endless auditions and her one-woman show she is writing. For the first time, they truly see each other, not as frustrated strangers, but as kindred spirits carrying the same stubborn hope. Did you know that the entire Freeway opening number was filmed on an actual Los Angeles ramp that was closed for only 2 days? Over 100 dancers rehearsed for weeks to make it look effortless. And the planetarium dance? They used wires and careful choreography, but Emma and Ryan practiced until they could float together naturally, trusting each other completely. Have you ever met someone unexpectedly and felt the world shift just a little, as if the universe paused to let you notice them? Or have you walked under a starry sky and felt your dreams feel suddenly closer, almost touchable? Mia and Sebastian are only at the beginning, but already something irreversible has started. The rain outside your window is softening now, becoming a gentle mist. Let your breathing match its rhythm. In and out. Good, you're drifting deeper. The city of dreams is unfolding, and we are walking its streets together, slowly, softly, with no need to hurry. As the rain settles into an even softer patter, almost like fingertips brushing lightly against glass, we move gently into the heart of their story. Spring has arrived in Los Angeles. The air warmer now, carrying the sweet scent of blooming jacaranda trees, whose purple petals carpet the sidewalks. Mia and Sebastian have found each other again, this time by careful design. Sebastian calls her after finding her number through a mutual connection, and they agree to meet one evening at a small movie theater playing classic Rebel films. They watch Rebel Without a Cause together, sitting side by side in the darkened auditorium, the glow of the screen flickering across their faces. Afterward, they walk through the quiet streets toward Griffith Observatory once more, the same place where they danced among the stars. This time it is open, twilight deepening into night. They ride the tram up the hill together, shoulders brushing, conversation flowing easily now. About art, about risk, about the fear of failing at what you love most. At the top, they wander the grounds hand in hand, the city lights beginning to sparkle below like an endless promise. The song A Lovely Night begins as they stand on a hillside overlook. Mia teases Sebastian for not asking her to dance sooner, pretending it isn't the perfect moment. He protests gently, but then they give in. They start to tap dance together on a wooden bench and along the paved path, simple playful steps at first, shuffles, spins, little kicks, her bright blue dress swirling around her knees, his suit jacket open in the warm breeze. The choreography is light and flirtatious, full of near misses and knowing smiles. As the sun finally sets in a blaze of orange and pink, they dance silhouetted against the sky, the camera pulling back to show the vastness of the city and how small yet significant their joy feels in that moment. You can almost feel the smooth concrete under your own shoes, hear the soft tap 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 of their heels, smell the faint eucalyptus in the air. When the song ends, they sit close on a bench, watching the lights come alive below. Sebastian tells her more about his passion for traditional jazz, how he wants to save it from disappearing. Mia listens, really listens, her eyes reflecting the glow of the city. There is no hurry. They are simply present with each other. Soon after, Sebastian takes Mia to a jazz club called Lighthouse Cafe, a real historic spot in Hermosa Beach. The room is dimly lit, filled with the warm haze of cigarette smoke long gone but still remembered, the scent of aged wood and spilled whiskey lingering in memory. A live band plays on a small stage, the trumpets soaring, the drums brushing softly, the upright bass thrumming deep in your chest. Sebastian explains jazz to her in whispers, how it is about improvisation, conflict, listening to each other and responding in the moment. As he speaks, his hands move in the air as if playing invisible keys, his voice low and earnest. Mia watches him light up, sees the fire in his eyes, and something inside her softens further. She begins to understand not just the music, but him. Their romance blooms through small, perfect moments. They walk through empty streets at dusk, holding hands. They drive in his convertible with the top down, wind in their hair. One magical evening, they find themselves near the Colorado Street Bridge at golden hour. The song City of Stars begins, first Sebastian humming softly on a pier overlooking the Los Angeles River at sunset, the water below catching the last light in gentle ripples. He sits at an upright piano someone has left there. Dream logic again, but it feels right. His voice is quiet, almost fragile, as he sings about the loneliness of chasing dreams, wondering if all the struggle is worth it, if someone will ever share the view from the top. Mia arrives, listens from a distance, then joins him on the bench. She takes over the melody in her clear, tender voice, turning the question toward hope, asking if this feeling they have could be the answer. Their voices blend perfectly, harmonies rising as the sky turns lavender and deep blue. The camera circles them slowly, capturing every nuance. The way her fingers rest near his on the keys, the soft catch in his throat when she looks at him, the breeze lifting strands of her hair. It is one of the most intimate love songs ever put on screen, and you can feel the warmth of the fading sun on your own skin as you listen to me describe it now. Did you know that City of Stars was written in just a few minutes by Justin Hurwitz while he was stuck in traffic? The melody came to him so quickly he had to hum it into his phone before it vanished. And both Emma and Ryan sang it live on set. No studio overdubs. So every breath, every slight waver of emotion is real. Have you ever shared a song with someone that felt like it was written just for the two of you? Or sat beside someone in silence and still felt completely understood? Those moments are rare, like finding a quiet spot in a noisy world. Summer arrives, bright and full of promise. Sebastian invites Mia to a concert by The Messengers, the same 80s cover band he once played with. This time, he is watching from the audience, proud as Mia dances joyfully among the crowd. Afterward, they drive up to Mulholland Drive at night. The song Planetarium swells as they park overlooking the city. Suddenly, the dream logic returns. They rise gently into the air again, this time dancing among projected constellations above the observatory dome once more, but now with even greater confidence and grace. They waltz through stars and nebulae, her dress floating like a cloud, his arms strong around her. It is pure fantasy, yet it captures the feeling of being so in love that gravity no longer applies. When they land softly back on Earth, they kiss for the first time. Slow, certain, full of wonder. The music fades, and the real city lights remain, twinkling in approval. Their days together become a montage of happiness. Cooking breakfast in her small kitchen, laughing over spilled coffee, rehearsing lines while he plays piano in his cramped apartment filled with jazz records and vintage furniture, walking along the beach at sunset, shoes in hand, waves lapping gently at their feet, driving with no destination, singing along to the radio. Sebastian encourages Mia to finish her one-woman show, believing in her talent when she doubts herself. She supports his dream of opening a club, even when he worries it is foolish. They are each other's safe harbor in a city that chews up dreamers. One evening, Sebastian takes Mia to Rialto Theater, an old, closed-down movie palace he hopes to turn into his jazz club one day. The place is dusty, seats worn, but he sees potential. He plays boogie-woogie on the upright piano there, making her laugh with exaggerated flourishes. Then he switches to their theme, soft and romantic. They dance slowly in the empty aisle, her head on his shoulder, the faint scent of old velvet curtains around them. It feels like they have the whole world to themselves. Have you ever walked into an empty space and imagined it filled with your dreams? Or danced with someone in a place no one else was watching, just because the moment felt perfect? Another trivia. The entire Lovely Night dance sequence was filmed in one continuous take at magic hour, meaning they had only a few minutes of perfect light each day. Emma and Ryan rehearsed for months so they could nail it without cuts. And have you ever felt summer stretch out in front of you like it would never end? Every day golden and full of possibility. Mia and Sebastian are living inside that feeling now. The rain outside has become the gentlest whisper. Let it carry your thoughts away. Breathe in slowly, hold, and release. You are safe, warm, and drifting deeper with every word. Their love is blooming, and we are right there with them. Soft and slow, with all the time in the world. Meanwhile, Sebastian's financial situation grows tighter. Rent is late, gigs are scarce, and pure jazz doesn't pay the bills. One evening, an old friend from the Messengers, Keith, played by John Legend, approaches him with an offer. Join his new modern jazz pop band as keyboardist. The music fuses traditional jazz with contemporary electronic sounds, catchy, accessible, the kind that could fill arenas. Sebastian resists at first. He calls it sellout music, argues that it betrays everything he believes in, but Keith challenges him gently. If jazz is dying, shouldn't they evolve it, bring it to new audiences? Sebastian watches his savings dwindle, thinks of the club he still dreams of opening, and finally agrees. Just for a while, he tells himself, just to get on his feet. The first rehearsal with the band is electric. The studio is sleek, modern, filled with synthesizers and glowing screens. The song they play, Start a Fire, is bold and infectious. Driving drums, soaring trumpet, Sebastian's fingers flying over electric keys in ways he never allowed himself before. The energy lifts him, even thrills him a little, but afterward he sits alone in his car, staring at the dashboard, feeling a quiet unease. Have you ever taken a path that felt like compromise, even though it promised security? Or watched someone you love step onto a stage you're not sure belongs to them? Mia attends one of the band's early gigs at a trendy club. The crowd is huge, screaming, dancing. Sebastian is center stage in a sharp new suit, playing with intensity, the lights flashing across his face. She watches from the side, proud at first, clapping along, but as the night wears on, she notices how far removed this is from the intimate, soulful jazz he once played for her in empty restaurants. After the show, photographers swarm him. Fans ask for selfies. He smiles for them, but when he finds her backstage, his eyes search hers for reassurance. She tells him he was amazing, because he was, but there is a tiny hesitation in her voice that he catches. Time passes in a montage of growing distance. Sebastian tours with the band, hotel rooms in new cities, late-night buses, sold-out venues. He sends Mia postcards, calls when he can, but the conversations grow shorter. She throws herself into promoting her show, handing out flyers on the Warner Brothers lot, hanging posters in coffee shops, rehearsing alone in her apartment until her voice is hoarse. The night of her premiere finally arrives. The small theater is dimly lit. Rows of folding chairs half filled with friends, a few curious strangers, industry people she invited in hope. Sebastian promised he would be there, but the band's schedule changed last minute. He texts her from a tour bus. "Break a leg. I'm so sorry I can't make it." She stands backstage, heart pounding, smoothing her simple black dress, feeling the cool metal of the curtain pull in her hand. The show begins. Mia steps into the spotlight alone. She tells her story through monologue and song, childhood dreams, moving to LA, failed auditions, the aunt who leapt into the frozen Seine for love of art. Her voice cracks in places, tears come unbidden, but she is raw and luminous. The audience is silent, then applauds warmly. One woman in the front row, a casting director, is visibly moved. Afterward, Mia waits in the lobby for Sebastian, checking her phone, hoping he somehow made it. He doesn't. She drives home alone, the streets empty, city lights blurring through quiet tears. Did you know that Emma Stone wrote parts of Mia's monologue herself, drawing from her own early struggles in Hollywood? The tears you see during the audition scene earlier in the film, and now again in her show, are completely real. Have you ever poured everything into something deeply personal, only to perform it without the one person you most wanted to see it? Or felt pride mixed with loneliness when someone you love succeeds in a way that takes them farther from you? Sebastian returns to LA between tour dates, exhausted but flush with money for the first time. He surprises Mia at her apartment with flowers and takeout, eager to make up for missing the show. She is happy to see him, but the distance has settled in. They talk late into the night. He tells her about the tour, the crowds, the paycheck that could finally fund his club. She tells him the show went well, that a casting agent wants to meet her. But then the conversation turns. She asks if he likes what he's playing now. He defends it, says it's still jazz, just reaching more people. She presses gently. Is this the music that keeps him up at night? The kind he once said was worth starving for? The question hangs in the air. He grows defensive, accuses her of not supporting him after he supported her. Words sharpen. She says she misses the old Sebastian, the one who played like his life depended on it. He fires back that dreams don't pay rent, that she of all people should understand compromise. The fight ends in silence. He leaves. She sits alone on her couch, the flowers wilting slightly on the table. The next day, Sebastian drives to the small theater where Mia performed. It's empty now, chairs stacked, stage bare. He sits in the front row and imagines her up there, alone under the light. Regret settles heavy in his chest. Have you ever said something in anger that you wished you could pull back the moment it left your lips? Or realized too late that supporting someone's dream sometimes means letting them change in ways you didn't expect? Another quiet trivia. The argument scene was improvised in parts. Damien Chazelle let Emma and Ryan speak naturally, capturing the raw discomfort of a real couple drifting. Winter returns, the air crisp again. Mia gets a call back from the casting director who saw her show, an audition for a major film shooting in Paris. It's the kind of opportunity actors wait years for. She calls Sebastian, voice trembling with excitement and fear. He drives over immediately. They sit in his car outside her apartment, the engine ticking as it cools. He tells her she has to go, that this is everything she's worked for. She worries about leaving him, about them. He promises they'll make it work, that love can survive distance if it's real. But his eyes are sad. They kiss softly, holding each other longer than usual, as if sensing the shift. Mia prepares to leave. She packs her small suitcase, says goodbye to her roommates, walks through the airport with Audition, The Fools Who Dream, echoing in her mind, the song she sang in her show about chasing foolish, beautiful dreams. Sebastian drops her off, watches her disappear through security, then drives away alone, the convertible's top up, this time against the chill. Have you ever let someone go because you loved them enough to want their dreams more than your own comfort? Or stood at an airport gate knowing everything might change? The rain has stopped now. Only the faintest drip from leaves remains. Let your body grow heavier, your breath slower. We are nearing the end of their shared season, but the story still has one more gentle turn. Rest easy. You're doing beautifully. 5 years pass in the quiet turning of seasons. The softest breeze now moves through the open window of your room, carrying the faint, comforting scent of night air after rain. Mia's life has changed completely. The audition in Paris led to the lead role in a major film. Critics praised her raw, luminous performance. She became a star almost overnight. Red carpets, magazine covers, a beautiful home in Paris with views of the Eiffel Tower. She married a kind French producer she met on set, a good man who adores her. They have a small daughter now, with Mia's auburn curls. Yet sometimes, in quiet moments, she still hears faint piano notes in her mind. Sebastian stayed in Los Angeles. With the money earned from Keith's band, he finally opened his own jazz club. He named it Seb's, simple and honest. The sign is a soft neon glow above a narrow door in a brick building near the Arts District. Inside, the walls are lined with vintage posters, the lighting warm and low, the air filled with the rich aroma of wood polish and faint whiskey. Every night, the small stage hosts real jazz, improvisational, passionate, alive. Musicians come from all over to play there. It has become the place Sebastian always dreamed of, a sanctuary for the music he loves. He plays several sets a week himself, fingers moving effortlessly over the keys, eyes closed as he loses himself in the notes. He is respected now, content in his way, though a quiet ache lingers beneath the surface. One autumn evening in the present, Mia returns to Los Angeles for a short visit. She and her husband are dressed elegantly for dinner. Driving through the city, they pass Seb's club. The sign catches her eye. She asks the driver to stop. Her husband encourages her to go in. Sensing the pull of memory, she steps inside alone, the door closing softly behind her. The room is crowded, murmurs of conversation blending with the gentle clink of glasses. Sebastian is on stage, mid-set, playing a tender, familiar melody, Mia and Sebastian's theme. He hasn't seen her yet. She stands near the back, hidden in shadow, watching him. The years fall away. She sees the same passion in his posture, the same slight tilt of his head when he listens to the band respond. The notes wrap around her like an old, cherished blanket. Tears gather quietly in her eyes. When the set ends, the crowd applauds warmly. Sebastian stands, bows slightly, then glances toward the door as he steps off stage. Their eyes meet across the room. Time slows. Recognition, surprise, a flood of unspoken memories pass between them in a single breath. He walks toward her slowly, weaving through tables. She smiles, small and genuine. They greet each other softly, voices low amid the gentle hum of the club. "You came," he says. "I saw the sign," she replies. He introduces her to the staff as an old friend. They sit at a reserved table near the piano. Conversation begins carefully. About the club, how proud she is, about her film, her life in Paris, her family. He listens with quiet attention, eyes warm. She asks about the music, if he's happy. He nods, says this is exactly what he wanted. Beneath the words, layers of feeling remain unsaid. Did you know that the club interior was built from scratch on a soundstage? Every detail designed to feel lived in and authentic. Damien Chazelle wanted it to smell and feel like a real jazz venue, so they aged the wood and brought in actual instruments musicians had played for years. Have you ever walked past a place and felt the past gently touch your shoulder? Or seen someone after many years and realized some connections never fully fade? The band returns to the stage. Sebastian excuses himself. He has one more set to play. He invites Mia and her husband to stay. As he sits at the piano, the lights dim further. He begins to play Mia and Sebastian's theme again, but this time, slower, deeper, richer with everything that has happened. The camera, and our imagination, slips into a breathtaking epilogue sequence, a dream ballet of what might have been. We see Mia and Sebastian choosing each other instead of their separate dreams. They stay together in LA. She performs her one-woman show to packed houses. He opens the club, but they build a life side by side. They marry in a simple ceremony under jacaranda trees. They have a child. They dance in their kitchen at dawn, laugh during quiet dinners, grow old together in a home filled with music and scripts. The choreography is sweeping and tender. Long takes of them waltzing through the club, floating once more among stars, driving convertibles along coastal roads at sunset, every color vivid and saturated. City of Stars plays softly underneath, their voices imagined in harmony again. It is heartbreakingly beautiful, because we know it is only fantasy. Have you ever wondered about the road not taken, the small choices that shape an entire life, or felt gratitude mixed with sorrow for the way things turned out? The dream fades gently. We return to reality in the club. Sebastian finishes the piece. The final note lingers in the air like a held breath. Mia watches him, eyes shining. Her husband places a gentle hand on her shoulder. Time to go. She stands. Sebastian walks them to the door. At the threshold, they look at each other one last time. No words are needed. She smiles, a soft, accepting smile that says thank you and goodbye. He nods, the same quiet gratitude in his eyes. They both know. Their love was real, and it served its purpose. It gave them the strength to become who they were meant to be. The door closes. Sebastian returns to the piano. The club continues around him, warm and alive. Mia steps into the cool night air, her husband's arm around her. They drive away. The camera pulls back, showing the neon sign of Seb's glowing softly against the dark city sky. Did you know that the entire epilogue dream sequence was filmed in one continuous 8-minute take on a massive soundstage? Dancers and sets moved seamlessly around Emma and Ryan as they performed without cuts. Have you ever said goodbye to someone without words, knowing it was the kindest way? Or realized years later that a season of love, however brief, changed you forever? The story ends here, in gentle acceptance. Both Mia and Sebastian fulfilled their dreams. They are happy in their separate ways. And somewhere, in the quiet spaces of memory, they still dance among the stars. Let this bittersweet peace settle over you now. The breeze through your window is cool and calm. Your breath is slow and even. Everything is as it should be. And now, as the night deepens around you and the world outside grows perfectly still, let us linger together in the gentle afterglow of Mia and Sebastian's story. There is no rush to leave this place. The city of stars is quiet now, its light softened by distance, and the only sounds are the slow rhythm of your breathing and the faint, comforting hush of my voice wrapping around you like the softest blanket. La La Land has shared everything with us. Every hope, every dance, every quiet heartbreak, every note of acceptance. And in return, it asks only that we carry its tenderness forward into our dreams. Feel how heavy your eyelids have become, how your body has sunk deeper into the mattress, how every muscle has released its hold on the day. You have traveled with Mia through countless auditions, felt the sting of dismissal, the thrill of finally being seen. You have sat beside Sebastian at the piano, fingers hovering over keys that hold an entire lifetime of passion. You have floated among constellations with them, tapped along hillsides at magic hour, hummed City of Stars under a twilight sky. You have watched them choose their dreams over each other, and then, years later, smile across a crowded jazz club with eyes that say thank you for helping me become who I am. That bittersweet piece is yours to keep tonight. It reminds us that love does not always mean staying. Sometimes the purest love is the kind that lifts another person toward their light, even if it means stepping into shadow yourself. Sometimes the most beautiful stories are the ones that do not end with happily ever after in the same house, but with two fulfilled souls who once danced together and changed each other forever. Did you know that Damien Chazelle wrote the first draft of La La Land when he was only 24, fresh out of college and struggling in Los Angeles himself? He poured every fear and hope of those early years into the script, and it sat unproduced for 6 years until the world was finally ready to listen. Have you ever looked back on a chapter of your life and realized it was perfect in its imperfection? Or felt a quiet gratitude for someone who came into your world exactly when you needed them and left exactly when it was time? Another small gift from the film. The final shot of the neon Seb sign glowing against the night sky was filmed at dawn, the crew waiting hours for the exact moment when the city lights still shone, but the first hint of morning softened the horizon. They captured it in one take, as if the universe itself wanted to say goodbye gently. And have you ever noticed how certain melodies stay with you long after the song ends? How a few notes can bring back an entire feeling, a season, a person. Let Mia and Sebastian's theme play softly in the back of your mind now. Those delicate piano phrases rising and falling like breath. Let them carry you. There is nothing more to chase tonight. No more auditions. No more compromises. No more what-ifs. Only this moment, this warmth, this gentle drift towards sleep. If a thought arises, let it float past like a cloud in a summer sky. You do not need to hold on to anything. Everything is resolved in the kindest way possible. One last reflection, whispered especially for you. Have you ever allowed yourself to dream foolishly, boldly, even when the practical world whispered caution? Mia and Sebastian would want you to know that those dreams, the ones that make your heart ache with possibility, are worth every risk. And if you ever have to let something beautiful go so that it can become what it was meant to be, know that the love remains. It lives in the music, in the stars, in the quiet corners of memory. Now let your breath grow slower, deeper, softer. In and out. In and out. Feel the pillow cradle your head perfectly. Feel your hands relax completely, fingers loose and heavy. Feel your feet sink, your legs melt, your whole body held gently by the bed beneath you. The rain has long since stopped. The city of angels sleeps. Seb's club has closed for the night. Mia is home in Paris, perhaps humming as she tucks her daughter in. Sebastian locks the door, turns off the neon sign, and smiles to himself in the quiet. And you are exactly where you need to be. Safe, warm, loved by this story, by this voice, by the night itself. Let go now. Drift. Fall gently into the deepest, most restorative sleep. The dreams waiting for you are kind ones, full of golden light, soft piano notes, and the reassuring knowledge that everything unfolds as it should. Good night, dear listener. Sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. I'll be here in the whispers of tomorrow if you need me again. Sweet dreams.